back at the Wartime Museum in Evansville. They are doing a 250th anniversary for America, and we are here to do a program and to go through and see what activities they have. I know this is the second one I've done in I think less than a month here, but first one was Rosie the Riveter. This one's a little different, so stand by and we'll go through. So as we come in, it shows about the Red Cross during the war times. During war times here. And we'll go into this room. This room also continues stuff with the Red Cross here. Shows some of the equipment that they used with the boxes here that they had. Some of the communication stuff that they had. Talks about the uniform exhibit. Shows all up here the different styles of uniforms they had during the wartime. Over here it talks about Captain Lowell G. Holder. Called him Bit, from the U.S. Army from 1939-1946. It shows some of the places that he went. This one here is the World War I Honor Gallery, it's called. So this will be all about World War I stuff. Some different things that they used, and some of the military weapons that they used. Some different helmets. Now we're going to go into the exhibit. So when we first walk in, it talks about the Revolutionary War in southern Indiana. Here's a display of it. And there's more modern times here. If we turn around, shows the Master Sergeant David Betts Soviet Ural M63 motorcycle. And this display over here shows all of the airplanes that are time correct for during the times of the war. So Huey, Douglas SBD-5, Dauntless, Douglas DC-3. Airplanes. Now these are ships. It says World War II warships. Of course, here's the Arizona, which sank during Pearl Harbor. Here's the USS Enterprise CVN-65. There's a couple more warships in there too. I can't tell what the names of them are, but and here's the Hornet. U.S. aircraft carrier CV-8 Hornet. Underneath here, some Jeeps, some tanks. Then behind us there's a Dodge WC-51 weapons carrier. So it played a significant role in the Normandy invasion. You can walk around it a little bit. The band's starting to play too. I apologize for the noise, but behind us here, infantry weapons from 1946 to 1954. This here looks like an airborne display. Over here it shows the M16A1 and M49 grenade launcher, AK-47. Some radio units that they used. Here. Some knives and other things they used. And then here's how a soldier would have been outfitted. I'm gonna get that thing up there too.
And anyone else that they didn't like at the time,
right?
Transport them. Sometimes initially,
okay,
get them, which was just a stopping point.
Right.
And then from there, they would send them to one of 40,000 camps.
Okay. So this is kind of a timeline in here about it.
It is.
Okay.
So the top panel talks about the Recknick family, and the Recknick family are the ones that survived Auschwitz and settled here in Evansville. The bottom panel are the key dates and events of the Holocaust itself.
Okay.
And what I do is I share specific details about the Recknicks, and both my parents survived the Holocaust.
Okay.
So I share some of the personal stories that I know that actually happened, based on court records from my grandmother, some information from my dad, and you know, I've had people from Israel reach out to me, and Germany sharing stories that they've been able to research.
Okay.
So,
well, I appreciate it. Thank you.
absolutely. Now, our Holocaust Education Outreach Program mirror images all the information here, and it's on two 8x10 panels with information on both sides, and then I go around with one of my colleagues and we give information on the Holocaust and World War II.
Okay. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome. There's a lot of information here. Hi there.
Here's a vehicle from this time period as well. Sorry about the music, guys. This is a 1915 135 Packard. Display on the table of some of the stuff they used during the war times, World War I, World War II, Vietnam.
Specifically, the late 80s, Operation Just Cause.
Here's your Spirit 2. This is about the P-47 Foundation. P-47s were made here in Evansville. It was made at Republic Aviation, which after it closed turned into the Whirlpool Corporation building here for years. When it closed down, it now turned into a steel plant. Sugar Steel, I think now is what it's called. Here it is in its flight. Cockpit view. Here's the front of one right here, the prop. Here's one of the engines without it being on the aircraft. You'll notice that a lot of it's GE stuff. This tells about it being a Republic P-47 Thunderbolt. Here's your Spirit 2. Here it is. And we can go up and see the cockpit. We're going to try to get up in the cockpit here. Those in memory of Major John G. Sanderson Jr. This is first in blue. Of course, in here is inside the cockpit. Here's a little top view of it. And then all around us here, tank, Jeep. This is on the wings, so this is the ammunition. Then it says right number 1 gun, right number 2 gun, and right number 3 gun. And then there's the things coming out of it. Here's the ammunition. So I had a gentleman telling me that this was the prototype canopy for the airplane we just looked at. And it was the prototype because it failed. So there's a crack in it right there. And because of that crack, it failed. And you also notice that the other one on the airplane had a pure bubble on it. This one had a divider on it like that, to where you could see different spaces instead of the whole bubble. This was found through a lady here in Evansville that said she had it and she donated it to the museum. So this is a M4A4 1943 Sherman tank. It says it was one of 7,499 produced by Chrysler Detroit Tank Arsenal. They're not going to look it up. Saw that this was really neat. This shows the assembly line from Republic Aviation in 1944. So this later turned into the Whirlpool plant. You can see here that this is a final assembly line. It's the north end of final assembly where the fuselages receive engines, wings, and begin looking like a fighter jet. Completed aircrafts roll out of the final inspection and pre-flight hangar. This was testing. So they're testing the 50 caliber machine guns of the 5,000th P-47 Razorback called the Tojo Special. And then, like I said, this current building is still there. Been Whirlpool and now it's Sugar Steel Corporation. There's another picture of the assembly line. Couple more pictures. And this tells about the production of it, how many they made, the locations they were made, the name plaques. If you look up there, deliveries from the Evansville plant, 1942 was 10, 1943, 1942 was 10, 1943 they made 1,131, 1944 3,087, 1945 2,014, the total of 6,242 made here in Evansville. Okay, everybody, I know that was loud, but they do have a pretty good program here for the 250th anniversary. I don't know how much you'll be able to hear because of the music, and I got to figure out how to get music out of there. But thank you for joining me today. Hope you enjoyed it. So sorry about that, guys. When the video was over, they were getting ready to close, and there was a gentleman walking by that was basically telling me, hey, we're closing. So I had to get out of there. Plus, it's pouring down rain here today. I don't know if they'll ding me on the music in this video. I really don't know a way to get rid of it where you can hear what else is going on. So we're going to post it, and if they ding me on it, then we'll just have to deal with it then. But thank you for watching, guys. If you would like and subscribe, it's free. So I'll put the information at the end of the video. And thank you for everybody for watching, and have a good day.